that being said, let's welcome married couple David and Brandy Von Holton to the stage.
You pull it off.
Yep. Okay.
Okay.
Lost your microphone.
All right.
Okay. Well, my name is David Von Holton. It's my wife, Brandy. And a few months ago, we started a business called Building with David. It's large construction skills learned through small projects. So I'm trying to teach, children or adults, how to do construction items, basically through small projects. I've got an extensive background in construction. I did commercial construction for quite a few years, worked in the tool rental industry for a very long time, so I've been around all the construction. So the main goal with this, it's a subscription-based project that we'll talk about here in a little bit, but my goal for this year is to get 100 people enrolled in it. We offer different things like either a 1-month project, 3 months, or we're going to, as we get going here, have a 6, 9-month, or just continuous yearly subscriptions where we send the projects out to them, which we'll go ahead and click on here to one of them. Will that work?
I don't know.
Oh, no?
I don't know. It's on the other screen.
Yeah, well.
Okay. So
But probably ain't going to work. We'll pass on that one. So she was going to click on a part of the video link of me showing you how to build the projects.
Okay.
So the first project we did was a toolbox, because everybody's going to need a place to put their tools. So this gets sent to them in all the pieces, and then they will put it together with the video. Go ahead and flip the next one. So the birdhouse was the next one we did, and I have one of those, and I brought all the pieces for it too, so you could see what it is when they get it. So it'll come in a box, and it'll come just basically every piece they need to put this together, just to give you an idea of how it's going to be. And then they'll get a list of materials or tools they need in order to put it together, like hammer and tape measure. That one's a little more intensive because they had to do actually some measuring on it to get everything lined up. The bank is the next one. This is my sample. I haven't made the production runs of it yet, but they will be sent out here in a few days. It's made where it looks like the doors are open. They can see the money's in there. The top comes off for them to get the money out. And then I also do just one-time purchase items. It's not a subscription. They can buy them. We've got several different puzzles. Horse puzzle, I remember it has 30-some pieces, I think, and then the semi-truck has 60-some pieces. There's no gluing or anything. It's all, when they get it, they have to sand the pieces. Then they put it all together, and they can paint it and do whatever they want with it from that point. And I also do some custom projects for people as well. This is a desk I made for a lady, one of our horse customers. She sent me this Post-it note and 2 slabs of walnut and said, "Build me a desk." And that's what I built her. And she was very happy with it. Actually, I made her a table to match it a year later, that she had a piece of granite, I think, top for it, and I made the legs and everything to match it.
He was also able to incorporate her own horse's horseshoes into that furniture. So ladies, get to saving things on Pinterest, because he can make Pinterest come alive.
Here was another special order lady had. I think you can probably tell in the picture, but it's a dog food stand. Had 2 separate dogs, 2 different heights. There again, she just sent me an idea, and that's what we come up with. Then I also can do signs, because I've got a big CNC machine. Back on the first slide, we had a picture of that, but I can engrave signs. These are stall signs for horses, but I can engrave any kind of wood sign for anything. This one over here, I made trim for a door. It's hard to see probably, but it says Orange Family Farms, established 1913, goes over top of their door in their house, and then I made the side trim to go with it.
So on this right here, I don't know if any of you else have a spouse. It takes them a little while to finish up everything. This right here was the last piece of trim that went into a lady's house. Do you want to guess how many years it took her to get that last piece of trim? Anybody want to guess? 15 years to get that one last piece of trim put up.
So I made a fancy one for him, kept him out of the doghouse.
Yes.
Some of the help I need, I mean, my biggest struggle is getting the word out because, I mean, it is a new business. The second biggest thing is cost of lumber. If any of you have built anything or, well, bought anything, everything has gotten higher. I have ordered a sawmill, but like everything else, I ordered it 2 months ago, and it's going to take 14 months, so I'll get it next February. And in the process of building a kiln, so I will start sawing all my own lumber. So then that will be an easier, be able to get my products easier. The kits, we're going to try and align them with the national standards for education so they can be used in schools. It takes a while each time to build the prototype, so it takes me a little bit at first to get it built, but once I do, then I've got it in my computer program and I can just run everything over and over. One concern we have is, because we've got our stuff out there, is getting it growing good before someone else decides to do the same thing. And I'm still learning on the CNC, which that machine will do many, many things that I'm still learning how to do.
Can you help me move the YouTube link over so y'all can get a taste of what the video looks like? And we'll just play the first couple of minutes of it. Or if it's a no.
Well, you can go to my YouTube, which we've got another. Can you do the next screen?
Let me see. Am I able to click over here? No. Can you click on this side, on this one, so I can click one? Okay.
Okay, so website is buildingwithdavid.com or davidvonholton.com. We've got Facebook, Instagram, that's TikTok videos, YouTube. If we can't get the link there, you can go there and you can watch part of some of the videos. Not all the videos are available to the public, just to the people that subscribe, but there's some there that you can watch so you know what you're going to get. And then the email. I'm probably about out of time. Yes, no, was I fast enough?
You were fast enough.
Okay.
So I will tell you some of the things that we've got is people have seen these are here, but they don't want to do the subscription thing. So, and sometimes they want to buy something that's already built. So now we're having to do 4 different pricings, like this right here with it being a bank. He has just given you this with all the pieces not put together with a written out instruction. And then the next one is if you want him to go ahead and sand it and build it, we charge a price for that one. Then we have it being part of the 3-month and 6-month or the continuous. The longer you sign up for things, the cheaper the projects get. So he has the continuous price, or the ones whenever it's put into the series, or we have whenever people want to do a single purchase and have it mailed to them and then learn through the videos. There's literally 4 different pricings for these, and we are learning as we go. Yeah. But that is, I wanted to put that in there whenever we go back to the areas that we need help in. So. All right, let me go back to here. Okay. All right, questions and comments, please.
Make them easy.
Yes, sir.
What age group is the target for the subscription service?
It kind of varies with the kids too, but typically, you know, probably in that 6, 7 years and up can do most of them with help. Then you get a little older, they can do them by themselves. I mean, but it kind of depends. We've done this with our horse kid camps, and we done one of the puzzles with them, and there were some of them younger kids that, I don't know, the parents must have raised them to be engineers or something, I don't know, because they were great. And then there was others that weren't. But, you know, some projects are going to be harder than others, where the younger ones will involve help from their parents. Like, for instance, the birdhouse, I mean, it took... So the main part of it all went together everything kind of slid together and you glued it and nailed it, but then you always had to measure for the front and the back to get them all centered up. And the younger ones might not be able to do that, fractions and the math and everything. But then like the bank is a whole lot easier to put together. I mean, everything basically, you can almost pop it together, but then it all has to be glued. So it's going to kind of depend where some of them, the younger ones, will have to have help from the parents.
Where I see this going is, because I used to be a school teacher and I know all about grade level expectations, and this one right here is very simple. We'll probably end up with packages of 3, like here's a level 1, here's a level 2, because this right here, he has doors that he's cut into this. But then like a more advanced child, we could actually put small hinges where the doors close. So I do see a progression of each one of the projects as we grow to build those. And like right now we have people that have signed up for them. Well, they're going to have already have done some of the projects. So we're going to have to increase as natural maturation happens.
With the aligning with the national standards, you said that will allow you to go into schools.
Yeah, it should. She's the teacher, taught for 11 years, but like...
Yes, my assistant that we hired used to be an ag teacher. There's not state standards for industrial technologies, if I'm correct about that, and she's correct about that, but there's national standards. So what that's going to allow me to do... So here's the part that I do with this, is I will create literacy strategies, enrichment activities. I will create question and answers just to make sure that they understand. And then I want to align it to standards. So like whenever someone, it's going to be more expensive to get the subscription instead of buying it as something you could just do, because there's going to be so much more put into it. Whenever a parent gets this right here, they will have worksheets and activities, research ideas to do to further their education. Because like this right here, the video that I wanted you to show you, was him explaining the connection of fractions, and then how we go from 1/8 to, and then 2/8.
Basically, it was a fraction lesson, so they could, because they had to measure the whole part, subtract off the one piece, divide it in 2 so they could get their spacing. So it was a 10-minute math lesson on fractions on that video.
Because he's used to just doing that stuff in his head, and then I'm used to No Child Left Behind that are not. I was like, no, you've got to explain that. And then he would explain it, and I'm like, nope, you got to go one step below that, honey bun. And it's really hard for him because he's used to just getting it done. And then I'm used to, let me coddle you and teach you, because that's what you have. You have to bring it down so low to pick those kids up. And you might have a child that partially understands, but they have something they're missing. So you've got to go all the way from the bottom up to that. So it's a good combination between the two of us of what we're going to be able to do with this. Because if it was just a blue collar guy that's able to build, he's not going to be able to pick up the educational pieces.
I mean, I can show him.
And then I can't build at all.
I can show him how to build and all the building part, but yeah, it's a little harder for me to bring it down to the level I need to for the.
Yeah.
Yes.
So these are videos, do you
Yes.
do anything live? Or a Q&A type situation?
We have not as of yet. Right now they're just, we do videos, the links are on YouTube, so then they can build it at their own pace, because I know I'm going to be building it faster than they can, so they can stop the video and do a part. And we usually do them in 2 or 3 videos where there's a natural break in getting the stuff in the project, because every one of them starts with sanding, so that takes time, so.
Can I follow up on that? Sorry.
Okay.
Do you at some point intend to maybe do some things on your property, invite people out to do projects like
Well,
Already got them planned. We've already got them
We're
set.
doing some in the kids camps. We're doing some of our kids camps will have projects in them, and then she's scheduled we're going to a coffee shop in Harrisonville.
This is when you smile when
So,
you're saying that.
Well, I don't smile and talk well. She keeps telling me that. I can't like talk and smile. So if I look like I'm not happy,
He's
disregard
probably not.
disregard that.
So what I have scheduled for him, because this is my world right now of the presentations and stuff. So we have this 1 million cups. We have another one, but then we got in touch with a coffee shop in Harrisonville that has a large homeschool population. So we have a building thing that's from 11 to 1 at this coffee shop called Brick House, and then they have a whole bunch of middle schoolers that come in after that. So we'll have a second edition from 3 to 5. So. And we've worked it out with the coffee shop that they get some food items included in it and a drink. So he's got that in person. And then I have you another thing. Oh, we're doing the Chamber of Commerce, but the building things. We have such a huge following with our kids camps, and we always do an activity. Well, now we make sure and do these activities. And we have in the horse camps where they can sign up for a single day, but this year we have 2 camps that require them to sign up for both days because it's a project. They can't do all of it at one time because they burn out. So we have that set up. So we're kind of, right now, we're getting in everywhere that we can until we can get this rolling like we want it, So right now it's yes. Yes, we are doing everything.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's a great idea, and I have grandkids, and I'm thinking, man, this would be great to get the subscription for our grandson.
Yeah.
But we have a marketing class here, and I see you have a lot of presence on social media, and you've talked about some of the things you're doing, but what is your marketing strategy? Do you have a target, and how are you getting that? How are you reaching that target, or what are you doing what's your strategy on marketing?
Yeah, and Kelly mentioned, do things live. That's definitely,
Wow.
live on Instagram and Facebook for sure.
We have done we haven't done live videos of me actually building the product, but we've done live ones to promote it.
Are you using Facebook to promote?
Yes.
Girl, I have a content calendar with every day that we're doing. Everything that goes on social media or on Facebook goes on Instagram, TikToks. Everything goes onto his YouTube channel. I've actually hired a marketing coach that's helping me. We've spent big money to get a new website set up for him because of the different ways that his things can sell.
Which the new website's not completely going yet, but it will be, where it'll do so we can do the continuous subscription charges on there. And,
right now we're casting nets basically, and he started doing an e-newsletter, so we have constant contact with people. So that is.
It's like anything else. It's going to take time. Just like our other businesses, and you talk about social media for the Von Holton Ranch when she posted something on TikTok that now has 56,000 views.
In the first 24 hours, it had 56,000 views in the first 24 hours. Yeah. We have a large social media presence. We've got videos that people are trying to purchase because they went viral on TikTok. Yeah.
Have you thought about birthday parties and promoting in that way too?
We've done birthday parties for the last 5 years. Yeah, but we haven't done them with the construction, so that is a great idea with a construction thing. A lot of stuff is geared towards females. There's not a lot that is geared towards, and ladies can do this, but man, all the hashtags that I have for him, it is like male role model. It's blue collar holler. It is learn how to do some stuff for yourself so you don't depend upon anybody else, especially in the world that we live in right now. It is, this right here needs to happen so kids learn some skills. So, okay, sorry. Woo, my hair's standing up on the back of my head. That's a different topic.
learn math.
Yeah. Yes.
So talk to me about the prototype development and how you're preparing and building these packages to be sent out now, and then how you plan to scale it. So how many current customers do you have? Let's say you talk people that. How do you plan to scale it and keep up with that?
Well, as far as the building the prototypes, so I've got a CNC machine, computer controlled router, and I have to cut. So each piece I have to draw out on the computer to where I can cut it. So like this one, for instance, it took me, a couple different tries, to get it to come out right. So it takes a little bit of time, but once I get it right, then it's in the computer. It's a matter of just setting the board on the machine and setting it up and going. As far as scalability goes, I mean, my first goal was 100 subscribers. I feel I can handle that on my own. And then at that point, we get past that, I'm going to have to hire help to basically run this machine continuously. When I can't run it, they can run it, so we can get them cut out, because some things are easier than others and take more time than others. Like the puzzles. So these horse puzzles, I mean, I can cut 9 of these out of one sheet of plywood, 9 of all the pieces, and it takes the machine. I haven't cut one for a little bit, but I think it's a little better than an hour to cut out 9. Well, but while it's cutting out 9, I can set in the computer and I can design this kind of stuff because I don't have to watch it. I mean, I got to be close because if something breaks or fire or anything
Here's
like
the
that,
machine.
but I don't have to like just stand over it. I can do other stuff because it's very, I mean, it's a good size machine. It'll cut up to 4x8 sheets of stuff at a time.
So the reason that we did this right here is this man has had 7 knee surgeries and 2 wrist surgeries since we've gotten together. And if you know anything about our ranch, he's 48 and I'm 42, and we cannot keep going. We're not getting younger. Okay. So his love is, he's not a cowboy. He's a construction guy. Okay. He wants to build, but we've got to prepare for being older. So we decided to take the plunge and get this big freaking machine so we can be active longer in our lives. Okay. But things like this right here, there is so much that goes into this. First of all, we had to measure the box to get this. And then this picture right here, you know, this was one of my old science students that I taught in like 7th or 8th grade. It's Alyssa Petrushishina. She works at the coffee shop and she wants to be a photographer. She came and took this photo, and she's laying down in front of our wedding barn with one of our horses so I can cross-market and I can cross-pollinate all of our businesses. Then I designed the logo using a website. But then other things that go into this is this right here was a complete photo shoot that he and I did, holding a broken piece of wood in the back, but you can't tell that because those pictures look good. And then having to negotiate price for printing. But then everything that we do, like on the back, I've got the QR codes just because you got to make everything easy. You have to make it so easy for people, but it cross-pollinates our other businesses. We're like, hey, if you like this, we've got other things, and we've got a children's books. But then the pictures that I put up of him is a picture of him doing mounted archery, because we have a mounted archery course. And you don't see a lot of men riding a polka-dotted horse with a quiver on that holds arrows, if y'all don't know what a quiver is. So there are so many different things. And then on the bottom of this, y'all know, a lot of y'all know that I write children's books. Well, there's like a flyer for the children's books. I mean, we're trying to Duck Dynasty the heck out of this stuff, okay? I mean, we are trying to do everything. A lot of the trail facilities don't make it because they don't diversify, okay? So, but it gets confusing for people whenever we do so much. We have to make sure that each business we have has clarity. So, there you go. Can y'all answer any of do y'all have any other questions?
That I really like all the products, and they look very like good quality. And I just now saw the manual that you have in the box. And one thing that I thought it would be really cool is that just like you have the QR code for what is it again?
Oh, I write children's books, and it takes you straight to different websites.
Yeah, I think it would be nice if you have like one of the QR codes that showed the instructions, and then it showed like, you know, some other products, and it showed the videos, or like if you have any questions, you went to the QR code, and then you have your manual page, and then you have like maybe a area that you could ask questions if you're having trouble.
Okay.
Like that.
That's good to know, yeah.
You could include the manual. It's really nice, and as you said, you negotiated to print. But if it was online, you would probably not have the
cost
expense
of building it.
everything.
Okay. I do like that. That's a great idea because I know so many people are trying to go paperless. The only reason that we chose to do paper is because we're trying to connect to like yesteryears. Yesteryears is print. And I think this is going to be but it would be good to have them both. And we don't have it the other way. We don't have it because a lot of people, they might, I can't find this or whatever. And then to note, so I love that idea. Gonna put that in my
I
pocket.
just thought about it because with COVID and everything, that's how it became. Whenever you go to a restaurant, you don't have the
Right?
papers anymore. You just point out.
Yeah, we hate that. We always ask for a paper copy.
For the people that can't see very good, they don't like that when you kind of get on
But
your
yeah,
phone.
but we're targeting children. So children are they don't know anything.
Growing up in this environment in TikTok and
Yeah.
Yeah.
Instagram, so I think it'd be like that.
I will say, from someone who builds a lot of Legos with my son, that in the new Legos, they put QR codes and they don't even put the directions, and I hate it, because then my kid has to use my phone
Right.
to see how to do everything.
All right.
And
Well, I
don't
love
like that.
both. I love both because the people that are going to buy this is not a child. The person that's going to buy it is somebody that's older. But then the person putting it together, hopefully, is going to be a child. But some of these are going to require a little assistance. So I think I need to live in both ages.
The visual.
Yes.
Me, if I had a kid, I would definitely buy this to build with my kid. So I would have just as much fun as.
Well, and the people that I want to get in with this, homeschool kids, and then I've talked to Desi about getting school districts where I want to talk to all the principals because if they don't have a woodshop class, we could be their woodshop class. And then people that have a parent that's deployed, people that are looking for a father figure, even though he's not ever been a father, but neither is Oprah. She's never been a mother, but people love her, right? He can be the white guy Oprah for whatever.
Okay, move on.
Move on. But then also, elderly that are still functioning, they're bored to death, and they would, that was too general of a statement, but they would love to do something like this, to have an actual project. Those are just some of the ideas of who you know how many truck drivers want this semi? Okay, it's not a child's thing. They love it. So, anyways, all right. Yes, ma'am.
So to kind of close up this half of your all's presentation, I know you had your slide mentioning how we could help. Is there anything else you'd like to add to that? Or I saw on there it was cost of lumber. How would we be assistance to that?
Well, there's nothing really you can do about that. I mean, it's just one of our problems that we're dealing with, and which we will have the problem solved, but it's going to be, by the time I get the sawmill and then I've got to dry the wood. I mean, it's down the road, but I mean, it's going to affect the prices when these come out. I mean, so like I said, there's nothing really that you can help with that.
This table right here, why you need a kiln, and what is that?
Well, a kiln is what dries the wood. So
because if you built this with wet wood, what would it do after it dried? It would warp and change shape and stuff. So your wood has to dry, and it takes a long time, and the kiln is what makes your wood dry. Okay.
You need to contact Kyle Gardens about your birdhouse.
Okay.
They contacted me about my wine crackers because they're looking for locally made product, and your birdhouse is perfect with Kyle Gardens.
Okay.
I like to sell, like they got a gift shop over there.
Okay.
I haven't been there for years. I was there. The company I used to work for, we built their barn thing out there.
Well,
And
their next 2 years are super exciting what they're going to be doing.
okay. Yeah, I haven't been there. I haven't been there since we built stuff out there, and it's been quite a few years ago. So I didn't know what they had.
Okay. All right. Thank you all very much. All right, David, you're over here. Scared me. All right. All right. Okay. So here's what I'm going to try. Okay. So we have several pieces to our business. This right here is a new adventure for myself, and it's actually It says complete horsemanship for the novice horse enthusiast and rider. So you don't have to ride a horse in your normal life anymore, okay? And a lot of people are getting into horses later in their life. Well, they're not around horses all the time. And they do not have that education that they've had for 20 years that they've learned since they could walk, okay? Those days are kind of leaving us faster than what you realize, okay? But a lot of people still love horses. And a lot of children love horses. A lot of adults love horses. I have a horse right now for sale. And 2 days ago, a lady came that was 75 to ride her to see if she wanted a new horse, okay? And so, I get people from all different ages, but a lot of them are all beginners. So there is but you can't take a 45-year-old woman and have her go to 4-H. She can't do FFA. She's out, okay? And then what she could do is try to research stuff on the internet, but she doesn't really have a direction because it's kind of like, I don't know she doesn't know what she doesn't know. So there comes Brandy Von Holten. I see novices from all different ages come to our facility. There's so many people doing so many things wrong and they don't know it. But then we've had 13 different clinicians or trainers come in that have won all these world titles. Well, I get to attend all of their training. Well, I used to be a school teacher, so I'm used to beg, borrow, and stealing. Okay, teachers are the best thieves in the world because we always pick up things. Okay, so it's like a great little stew that's happening at our ranch. All right, so I have started teaching some online stuff because I have followers from all over. We have people that have come to our facility from other countries. They can't just come to Mora, Missouri that's in Pettis County. So I needed to expand my cast, basically. All right, turn. All right, so I developed Horsemanship with Brandy, and I used, just like David's thing is building with David, because that seems a lot more opening. Horsemanship with Brandy, it's a lot more novice friendly instead of Von Holten. Von Holten sounds like I'm gonna get you, but Brandy sounds sweet. Von Holten's I love that name. Y'all know I used to do professional fighting. Is a wonderful fight name for that, but Brandy seems a lot nicer. They don't know. Anyway. So I have different courses that I offer, and then they are 12 weeks long, and I give them 2 videos a week, and then I ask them clarifying questions. But some of these videos are really short, like, why do we have a heel on your boot? A lot of people, they don't even know that that's even a thing, that cowboy boots have a heel on them. Does anybody know? You can't answer. Why there's a heel on a cowboy boot? It's not to make them taller, make them seem more manly. What do you think?
So your boot doesn't slide through the...
Yeah, it's so your foot doesn't slide through the stirrup and you don't get drugged to death if you come off your horse and your foot doesn't. People don't know that. They just think, oh, I got a rough. And then now a lot of people will ride a horse and they'll have like rough terrain on their boot. It's got to be slick. A riding boot is supposed to be slick because you will get yourself caught up in that tread. People don't know that stuff because they've never had to be, what? Horses don't want to save me like Flipper did, or whatever that dolphin's name was. No, they don't want to save you. They want to eat and they want to make babies. That's all they want to do. They want to be left alone. Okay? So, anyways, this is one of our mules, JoJo. All right, David, go ahead. All right, online horsemanship course. Horse knowledge is for everyone. Do you know I had a lady that had won a world championship before, and I had a bunch of kids, and she had volunteered to come help me. She didn't know that she needed to clean between her horse's 2 boobies. So whenever I reached underneath there, I filled my hand up with booby butter, and the horse dropped to its knees and was like, thank you, Lord, thank you, Jesus. That has needed to be done for 16 years. Okay, she had never done it. She didn't know, and she had won a world championship with her horse. And I was like, girl, you got to clean that. I keep baby wipes. We go right there. And then the kids are like, are we supposed to learn this? You know? But she didn't even know that there was something that she was missing. Okay? I know that's not like the nicest example, but it's a real example. Now she cleans that horse all the time, and the horse is so happy. I teach, so this right here, the horse knowledge, you don't even have to have a horse. That right there is for basic knowledge but common sense is not common anymore. And a lot of people are not raised on farms. They don't know this stuff. From the saddle, I have general horsemanship, I do obstacles, and then I do ranch dressage with them because I offer this course 3 different times a year. So the first time I offer, right now we're in session 1, I offer just horse knowledge 1, general horsemanship, and then introductory to mounted archery. And then in the second session, I will offer the things that I offered in first session, and then the things I offered in second session. So people can take multiple classes at one time. 12 weeks long, 2 videos, we did that. The links are not working, so go ahead, or we weren't able to get it to happen. All right, so horse knowledge, grooming, tote content, equine teeth. Do you know how many people are sold a horse and they'll pay $5,000 for it and it's supposed to be a 10-year-old and it's an 18-year-old? Okay, well that means you got messed over. There's simple ways to look at their teeth to get a guesstimate on how old they are. You don't have to be a freaking equine dentist, but you can know some basic knowledge. Parts of the hoof. Why does the boot have a heel? Different types of bits. How to calculate how much food to feed your equine. This is just stuff that you need to know, but people don't know that they need to know it. All right, this is Coco, by the way. Look how big her head is. And she is the sweetest thing we have, and she's so big. And all the kids love her because I tell all the kids that nobody loves her. And then all the kids love her because I just don't want them to be scared of her because she's such a giant. Like her head is over my head. All right, from the saddle. So this right here, this is me doing different things. We actually do mounted police training, but this is an obstacle. This is on one of my horses. I used to do professional fighting, and my fight name was Glamour with the Hammer. So that's what I named that horse. Should have been called Poop Stain because that's what she's got all over her. This is JoJo, the mounted archery mule. This is KTM, and this is Coco. But all of this stuff is just a horse that views me as a confident leader, and it's just obstacle training. So I go through how to stop, how to turn. So many people think that you just pull back to stop. I don't pull back to stop. When I use my hands, stuff's about to get real. Because I use my body first, which means that I would rock my hips back. And whenever my animal feels my hips rock back, that's level 1. I've already told them once to stop. Level 2 is I take my legs off. Level 3 is I pick up my reins. You're a jerk if you're riding your horse and you want them to stop, and the first thing you do is pull back because they had no idea that you wanted to stop. And then for me, that's a level 3. So, that right there is really difficult. Everything I do is a progression. I ask, I tell, I demand. My hands are a demand. They get 2 chances before that though, and my horses learn that, and they will do anything to avoid a level 3. But most people, they think you just pull that rein to turn, you pull that rein to stop, kick them to go. Nope, that's done with. That's old school. And that's not communication with the horse correctly. I know that's kind of mean to say to some people, but I try to be truthful. All right? Mounted archery. So, do you know, so this right here is, this is me shooting fire from JoJo. You have to drop your reins and you can't tell that it's on fire, but it's at a full run. But that's the advanced division. We have so many things before that. By the way, I'm the first person in the world to win the advanced division in mounted archery on a mule. So, anyways, and then we've got David's horse down here. We're always just trying to make sure that she doesn't get too cranky. So we have to ride her. But The first level of mounted archery, I get so many people that want to do that, but then they're like, I've been riding my horse without my reins. And I'm all like, we got so much to do on the ground before you even get on that horse. It's a thumb release. Most time in archery, you do a 2 or a 3 finger draw. In mounted archery, it's your thumb. And then typically if I had my bow here, you would put your arrow between the bowstring and the bow. In mounted archery, it's on a different side of the bow. And people are like, oh my gosh, what is this craziness? Especially if they've already done archery. So the first course of mounted archery, you can do inside of your house because we're not going to be shooting. I have to get you proficient at getting a hold of the arrow correctly. I have to get you proficient at sliding your hand down, and there's about 8 different things that has to happen, and you never get to look at it. You never get to watch your arrow go onto your bowstring because you're riding a horse. You have to be looking at your target. So you don't get to look at your hand putting the arrow on the bowstring. That's a whole new world. Most people are like, click it, and then it's just a whole nother world of regular archery compared to mounted archery. All right. So here's things that I need help on is getting the word out, technology and sound improvements that I can do myself. I'm not prepared to pay other people because this is such a small business. I need to increase income before I have more expenses. I do have a video vault because I'm collecting all these videos and improving them all of the time. But I need to know what I can do myself. And then I need help filling up my kids' camps because they fall in love with us and they fall in love with the horse for forever and they're forever clients. Then they'll get married in our wedding barn later on, okay? But these are here, my exploratories. Those are for anybody. The 2-day projects, that's the one where David and I are doing larger projects. This right here, we'll do smaller projects during those also, because the way a horse camp is they ride horses, they do some work, they do an activity, we eat ice cream on the porch, and we go swim in our creek. Okay, it's not just riding horses. My horses would be so ticked off if we rode them all day long. I keep them from 9 to 4, and they have to bring a lunch, and they pay $50. They pay $50 a day for me to keep your kid from 9 to 4. Y'all just need to say thank you on that one. All the others are $60. The level 1, they have to complete at least Horse Knowledge 1 online course before they're allowed to take that. I grew too fast and said level 2. I wanted them to take a second course. I'm going to change these to a level 1 also because I needed to step back because I can get people to take that one. Or I'm even going to have to step back and say that they had to take like 4 of these to be able to do my level 1s. But it's for, I don't want some kid that ain't been around nothing in those. I'm trying to actually teach in those. The other ones, it's a babysitting service, and they're getting to like be around horses and live the farm life. All right? Ways to find me. So Big Boss Mare, I trademarked that. That's what's on this right here. A lot of people hide behind being fat, and it makes me money because I am who I am, and there's a lot of people that identify with me. So they're okay. I don't know if you're supposed to say that stuff, but whatever. If they can spell my name correctly, I have Brandy Von Holton. If they can't spell Von Holton, which 9 out of 10 people can't, then they go to Big Boss Mare. They can spell that. Facebook. We have like 7 Facebook pages, and then Instagram is the same stuff. TikTok, YouTube. I have a Pinterest page, LinkedIn, Twitter, and then my email is goals@bigbossmare.com, and then flip one more. And then I also have a podcast at one of Missouri's best podcasts. It's been downloaded in 48 states and 30 countries. So, all right, and then one more, and just a reminder for you, stay humble. There's growth pit photos of us all, okay? So here's me like messing up. That's on Glamour. I was trying to pull something, and then she's like, I don't want to pull a massive blow-up unicorn. And I'm like, but I want you to. All right, go back to the things to help me. Okay. Help. Yes.
So you're very experienced in social media and
Yeah.
marketing. What have you seen any trends of where you are gathering more impressions that are actually driving sales?
Yes. My websites. Okay, so what I'm doing right now, podcast is now being transcribed. Transcription goes onto my blog. All videos get transcribed, get put onto the blog. Because whenever somebody Google searches something, like 10 things come up, well, Google owns YouTube. So if you have a YouTube video that explains an answer, but then I have the same content that's in my blog on my website, I take up 2 of those 10 spots. I become an expert. So, world domination. Okay? I'm trying to take 2 vacations a year. Okay? Like, for real. And we don't want to lose a family farm, and we just don't know what this world's going to bring us right now. I mean, we are a hobby-based business. That is scary because I need people to need me like they need a coffee bean, and I want to set the price at $5.75 a cup and say, you need me. Okay? So, but that's my intern that I have this summer. All she's doing is transcribing because I've paid for transcription by a computer, but whenever they hear M-A-R-E, they think it's M-A-Y-O-R. Okay? And then the country accent does not translate well with a computer trying to hear me. And then my verbal talk is not formal. Okay? So we're having to clean up some stuff. Okay? It's taken a minute to transcribe my first podcast was 24 pages transcribed. But that stuff then sits on my web page, and then that's helped out the most. And then other things for return. TikTok is great, but I try to use the same videos for YouTube and TikTok. And then hashtags. I'm putting 15 hashtags on everything, but we analyze stuff, and everybody always wants to look for the biggest hashtag, like 1.2 million or whatever. And then I'll see a hashtag that's 800,000, but then I see a hashtag that's 90,000. And I don't get lost in the 90,000. I get lost in the other ones, so I come down a few, and then that right there, it makes me dominate a market. You see why I want your students? Yep. Okay. I want her students, and I've actually, and this right here is, what do you teach, marketing?
Yeah, and digital too.
Okay. Yeah, I told her, I was like, I want the weirdos that have never had anything to do with a horse. Because then I get fresh eyes. Because we have 4 businesses. We have the ranch. We have the wedding venue. I'm a business by myself. He's a business by himself. His business can make more money than our ranch and our wedding thing combined. I like doing what I'm doing. And plus, I write children's books. So if I can get into a school district with children's books, then you know what I'm going to be pushing. And he's going to be able to get into a school quicker than I am. And then he's going to push me. So we're trying to build each thing up. That's the goal. Yes, ma'am.
So kind of going off of that, you mentioned you have the 4 separate businesses. Which one did you start with, and can you maybe talk on how you gradually grew?
So we started with the horse trail riding facility, and we about worked ourselves into the ground. Because camping's $27, a stall's $10. Okay, we should have opened the wedding venue first, but the wedding venue does not make us the most money, but it just helps get the gears turning. I think if we would have opened the wedding venue first, because we opened that in 2017, that we would have not have built the trail facility to be as large as we did. But most of these, there's other trail facilities that are not making payments. They're dying. These trail facilities are dying because of the workload and then the financial responsibility. The insurance that it takes for us to allow somebody to come on our property and ride their horse has a comma in it every month. Our commercial property taxes almost has a comma in it every month. This world is not set up for a mom and pop operation that's blue collar. So I've just got to be smarter. And this is what I'm trying to do, because do you know how much do you think I charge for the 24 videos for a 12-week-long course? And they have constant communication through email with me. And then at the end, they get a certificate. They can choose between one that's glammed up or they can choose one that's red, white, and blue. They don't get another option. They get one of those two. How much do you think I charge for that for 24 videos? Somebody put a number out. Y'all are chicken.
$500.
$60. I give them a course for $60 because I believe that I will get thousands of people. And $60, if you were going to buy a horseback riding lesson, is nothing. That's how much 1 hour should cost, for a private lesson. But I want them to sign up for one, and I want them to sign up for another, and then I want them to have every one of their students sign up for it. So I believe that's why I've made it so affordable. It's not cheap, it's affordable. And it was strategic on my part. Because I have that video vault, and I continually improve my videos, but eventually, 2 or 3 years from now, the videos will be set, but then maybe instead of giving them 2 videos, I might give them a 3rd video that's a bonus, and it's just an old video where, like, I have them check the health of the horse's back. Well, whenever you check my horse's back, it's fine, but we had a horse in for training, and when you checked it, it reacted, and I'm like, oh, that's what I've been talking about. So I could send them several videos of horses that have different reactions, and it's going to make them so smart, and all that was recording on my phone. And then but organization of keeping everything lined up.
My students have to leave. Do you guys have any questions?
And by the way, here's my business card, and I refuse to put my phone number on there because it forces you to go to my website. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
I do have a lot of questions. So you started a lot of businesses. You've been doing this since 2015?
14.
14.
What is our region?
Here, come by in the front, y'all.
What does our region not have in support? What's missing?
What's missing to support me in this area? This state fair needs to be having mounted archery. I am the only mounted archery instructor in the state of Missouri, and we built the longest and the deepest shot international mounted archery course. I mean, it is a global leader that we built on our facility, and I can't get the state fair to give me a call back. Y'all need to be like, mounted archery, because mounted archery, all these kids that do all of this archery in their schools, it's just a little bit different bow, but I have where you can shoot from the ground. You can win an international title in mounted archery and never be on a horse.
So that's the college, right? You're talking about State or Community College having a mounted archery.
Fairgrounds.
Fairgrounds.
Yeah.
We did a demo at Equifesta, Kansas, and a few years ago, finally got them to let us do it, and had the most people at our demo of any other presenter at that.
They had people that had flown in from Australia, and Brandy Von Holton with all my McLovins on a mule that the original owner sold it, and they couldn't get the person to pay for it, so they had to repossess it. So they called him Repo Joe, and I've turned down 10 grand for him. So here we are looking like, I want all the oddities. I want all the people that have never rode a horse before, and I'm like, well, that's wonderful. Let me train you from the bottom up. So, you know who has embraced me the most in this community is the Ukrainian and Russian population. They have welcomed me with open arms. Not first generation. They do love me because of the fight background. But the second and third generation love Brandy Von Holton. Like today at 1 o'clock, I'm going to the Word of Life school, and they have me reading my children's books. I mean, they have embraced me, you know. So that's an area. But then the kids camps are really filling up. 2 years ago, I had 6 kids camps, and they weren't even full. Last year, we had 12 kids camps. We had to turn people away. This year, I have 18 kids camps, and I've got a stepping stone. Well, those kids camps make us good money.
How many kids are on each team?
I have 2 assistants plus David, so there's 4 adults. We fill them to 20. That's the largest I've ever done. 20 is not bad because I used to be a school teacher. I used to train police officers also, so like I'm good. I could do it on my own. but I like having more, and they all have horse knowledge because we have multiple horses going on at one time.
Why do you think you increase like that each year?
Because we didn't shut down for COVID.
But how do people find out about you?
Social media, and I'm on the health. Well, a lot more people locally found out about me because I'm on the health board. So whenever I campaigned for that, they just learned about me more.
Just at home and nothing to do, and there was something new, and you just got swamped.
Yep. Yes, sir.
I'm curious about, so it would seem to me that there would be the market might be a little conflicted about, okay, do I really want to go online, even though I think the price is incredibly reasonable?
Right.
But maybe people without horse knowledge would say, why would I not be present with a horse? Or would there be an alternative where I'm physically with a horse instead of going through the classes? Do you have a focus on how you educate people about the necessity of knowing the knowledge prior to physically being?
That's my problem, is telling people that they need this. That's my problem but I can't, think about this. A private lesson for an hour of my day is $40. And then it takes more because they want to show up early and then they want to stay late. And they think I'm having fun, so they infringe upon my time. Okay? Whenever time is money, I every minute of the day is money for me, and they, it's a whole struggle of our business because people come to us for vacation. So if they're on vacation, they think we're on vacation, and we're not on vacation. So that's just what I'm hoping to do is with the people that have taken the course, I need them to tell the world how awesome it was. So I know it'll grow over time, and that's why the price point is so low.
I would offer to you, my in-laws are very involved with horses, and it's the same thing. People want to come to a trail ride or wherever they're going, and you see this probably more than anybody, and they just think, okay, the horse is prepared for me. I can ride on with no knowledge and do everything everybody else is doing. Probably really exposing the challenges in the fact that if you were to come in person to do all of this knowledge base, it's going to cost you this much with any camp you go to. I just think you're right. Getting that across is difficult, but really expressing that, well, you can pay a couple $100 to do this exact stuff before coming here, or you can get this out of the way, and then once you're there, you're prepared for.
Well, and I tell them that, right now, everybody picks up something. Everybody picks up something. And if they picked up something for $60, then that's wonderful. I know this is going to be a slow grow, but I think whenever it takes off, it's going to explode. I think it'll be some boarding barn that has 50, whatever, and I think they'll all sign up. And then once they do, then it's going to spread like wildfire. So I believe in the vision. It's hard, though. It's hard to do all of those videos and all of that work whenever I just had like 10 people the first time sign up for it. But now I've got people that are signing up they actually signed up for the course again because they wanted to do it better. And it was so affordable. Yes, ma'am.
Sorry, I hate to cut off good conversation, but we're getting close to time here. I know that you mentioned that there's things that we can do to help you. Is there anything that you'd like to add to that, how we can help you guys out?
I want my podcast, every podcast interview that I do, it allows me I market the heck out of our stuff. I mean, but I want to do a non-horse person, a horse person, and then topics that I do by myself, and I'm trying to do a 3 rotation. But Patio 52 was just somebody that I interviewed. That's 2. If y'all don't know about Patio 52, it's an amazing restaurant in Stover. It's opened up by 2 law enforcement officers. And you know what they want to do? There's so many people that are leaving because of all of the mandates and cops that are, what? Did y'all know that cops are wanting to get out of their profession? That happens whenever you're not supported. Well, they're trying to help those cops open up restaurants that want to. They're trying to help other restaurants get open to help other police officers. That's amazing. And their freaking burger can't be beat in this area. I know food, you know? So I need great people that have great stories, and I want people that have come from something. I mean, I've interviewed a lady that her husband committed suicide, and she has a coffee shop now, you know, and just overcame adversity. I just love those stories. About half the people I interview are male, and it's on Big Boss Mare, but I'm not a bra burner. I want everybody to get better, you know. So I'm not somebody that's like, oh, I can do everything better than a man. No, he can build. He can do all sorts of things better than me, you know. So
I have a question from
Yes,
one
ma'am.
of my students on Zoom.
okay, I'm ready.
I know we're over. Is there ever a chance for overnight camps? Kids market for those are extremely high. So
Overnight camps? No, I don't want to do it.
too much.
Yeah, too much responsibility, and I don't trust them. Yes, sir.
I have one other question. How long have you been, like, riding horses and?
I got my first horse when I was 5,
Oh, wow.
but I didn't take my first lesson until I was 33. So between 5 and 33, I did things wrong
Oh,
a lot, and I'm still trying to fix them. With all the fighting I used to do, I used to ride with force and with heavy hands, and now I don't. Now I ride with my butt and my inner thighs, and I use my hands last because I've educated myself.
As a student from Brazil, would you take advantage of horse lessons?
well,
We don't
I would
offer
love
horseback
to.
riding lessons right now. I offer online. I have them for my all-inclusive women's events for Chicks in the Sticks, and then I have my horse camps because private lessons they eat up my time. I mean, I take on about 4 students at one time just because and they have to pay in cash. So I take about 4 students at one time, but they got to sign up for 5 lessons, and if they miss one, they don't get their money back, and they don't get to reschedule it. I had to own my time again. All right. Okay, thank y'all very much.